Welcome back to another edition of the Statesmen Insider. As always, Jimmy Smith, joined now by head swimming and diving coach, Mr. Brian Hein. On a hot streak, these swimmers and divers, Lady Statesmen and Statesmen, are right now. They've defeated Henderson State. They've also defeated Centenary and most recently Rhodes. You're on the right track in terms of on paper. But Mr. Hein, are all the little things being done correctly in your eyes?
Well, I tell you what, it's like you said, the record looks good. Everything's going well, and we've been paying attention to a lot of details so far this year, but we've got a long ways to go. It's a long season. Our season will end in the middle of March, and so we've got a lot of stuff we still need to work on. You've got starts, you've got turns, technical issues, but for the most part, our teams learn how to race. They're getting to the wall first more often than not, obviously. So it's like you said, little things to go, but everything's on the right track.
Most recently against Rhodes, the women swept all 13 events. The men won 12 of 13. Not too bad against Rhodes. You also are without a diver. Hannah Mantooth, I believe it's her wrist. We'll just say the hand is broken.
Yes.
And you're having swimmers swim what you deemed off events, which are the events they don't traditionally swim. You're having a non-diver now dive. You're having guys that are normally doing backstroke, doing sprint events. Yeah. But you're doing the best job of moving people around to what they could do to fill in.
We are. It's something that, in the sport of swimming and diving, you're getting prepared for, the conference meet down the road. And so for us, you can swim 3 individual events as a swimmer at that conference meet. So, last week against Rhodes is a good opportunity to kind of move people around and figure out what those third events were going to be. A lot of them will have a clear-cut number 1, right. But you've got to really figure out what the second and third events are, and you've got to get a really good picture of that so when that conference meet comes around, we can put them in the right things and make the right decision on who's going to be on the scoring team there. And then plus, on the diving side, Hannah Mantooth has the broken hand, and so we've been without a diver right now, so that's it's very tricky. It's very tricky. Going to a lot of points down, or a lot of meets down 20 points right off the bat, and against Henderson State, we were able to come back and make that point total up on actually both the men's and women's side, which is exciting. That means our swimmers really got it done. And on the men's side, on that same point, we've got it's an interesting story. We've got Cameron Wydell, who is doing great for us, returning All-American in the 200 freestyle. He's been doing well in the 200 free, 50 free, 500 free. But this is kind of a new area for him branching out, and for a third event, he's actually going to be doing 3-meter diving against Ouachita Baptist this Saturday. So that will be interesting. And we also have 2 new athletes that are joining us from the men's soccer team. We've got David Wages and David Horseman. They're going to be joining us on. Wow. Yeah, they're trying to pick up the diving boards and see what we can do there.
Have they ever? This is new to me.
Yeah,
have they ever dove before in their life?
Not competitively. I think knowing them, they're a little bit crazy up there. So I think they've done some twists and some flips before, maybe a few belly flops. Okay. But now they're out there and going to try to contribute to help us out.
So Ouachita Baptist this weekend is the only road swim meet that you have this year, and then of course you're going to host the Christmas Invitational. But going back to the first 3 meets, individual efforts, of course Wolfgang Maringer has had a great individual run in all of his events, Justin Ingolstad on the guys' side, and then of course Amanda Guidry, Hannah Boudreau, standouts that just come to mind. But who are some of the other swimmers?
Well, I tell you, we've been really impressed with our freshman class on the women's side. We had 5 new freshmen come in. I believe 4 of those 5 have all won at least 1 event for us, and the one that hasn't has, I believe, 4 second places. And the only person that beat her was Amanda Guidry. And so, our entire women's freshman class, we've got Piper Marshburn that's come in, done very well. Stephanie Gonzalez has done very well. Victoria Culver, a sprinter out of Texas, won the 50 freestyle in the last meet for us there as well, too. So, I mean, we've got, a wide variety of folks that have come in and done very well, and that's outside of Hannah Boudreau, obviously, and Kyla Kingery.
Now, on the guys' side, we mentioned Wolfgang, we mentioned Justin, but some of the other guys that are really stepping out for you?
We've done very well. Adam Dyka has, he's got a national B time so far in the 200 backstroke. We've also, Justin and his brother, Stephen Ingolstad, has done very well. And somebody that's done very well is Valdemir Jushin. He has done very good job in the breaststrokes. That's always been kind of our Achilles heel in the dual meets. We haven't been able to get those victories in the breaststroke events, and he's won 1 in every meet so far.
We'll talk more with Brian Hein when we return. We also have Sandra Rushing coming up. Second half of the show, Lady Statesman head basketball coach will talk to her about the games against Lemoyne Owen and going into the regional and GSC season with West Alabama next Monday on the 23rd. That is all on the way when we return on the Statesman Insider on WXVT.